Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had to switch away from the TV side of things because this was also streamed on TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
Hunter, they
because
screwed it up.
because I was looking at both
You were calling about
areas of, I was doing it through
being behind. I didn't know you were talking
our
about
ingest for TV, Facebook, and here on the YouTube channel.
because I did. I should have. That's my bad. I had the technology screwed up. I didn't know I was so far behind on yours. Oh, he's on Jupiter now. Okay.
Yeah, just checking out things at Jupiter right now.
Oh, we missed the Delaware eclipse. No, but we're seeing everything on Venus anyway.
So we got a nice, cool view here of Jupiter. I don't usually do planetary streams like this. Since I'm more of a deep sky guy. It's kind of cool. I could see the three of the moons are actually like stacked up right next to each other.
Well, Hunter shared it without asking me. What can I do, Brody? I'm gonna have to put Hunter in the corner. Yeah, I better get that out of there. I don't want to lose people on my screen. Because Marge hasn't come back. And Brody's found Hunter.
Yeah, Jupiter's looking great this evening. Oh yeah, I gotta bring up the bit rate for YouTube standards instead of Facebook. So they recommend 6800. There we go. Should be a little bit better view. You can see the rings. Yeah, you can actually see the banding on Jupiter pretty well tonight.
I hope I've got the general area down.
It is pretty high up.
I'm in Detroit, but this telescope I'm using is in
Let's see, where is
seeing the view.
Saturn? Saturn is not in view. Uranus is still in view. Neptune's in view, but those are all really, really small. Venus is not in view.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we're just kind of, I guess, hanging out for a little while here. See if the moon to come passing on by. Well, Mars to come on the other side of the moon. When it does. Hopefully I got some great photos for this. Which I'll have to check them out a little bit later. Because I've never actually done like planetary photography and stuff through the ASI Air. So there's a little bit of a different learning curve. I just thought it would be a lot easier for this live stream tonight. Hey there. Well, we're just kind of killing some time, waiting for Mars to come back around. We're just went right over to Jupiter. Because you can't go wrong with Jupiter. I'm going to bring up the gain a little bit because you can see some of the 3 Galilean moons are all like lined up together on one side, and you got the other one right there. If I crank up the exposure a little bit, you can see them a little bit better.
The mirror size is 8 inches.
A little bit too much.
All right, Jose, let's see here.
There we go. That was a great view. Yeah, do have Jupiter up. Since it's extremely high up in the sky right now. There's still so much snow out in my yard currently.
They have on-site support staff. Well, if I needed a new polar alignment, I would just, they have a ticket system. You just put in a
Oh yeah, this is almost near zenith. Well, it looks like from the camera.
they did the polar alignment when it first arrived. This was over 2 months ago. And I had to
Not sure if I can do some deep sky with this in the meantime. With this camera, I'm not sure. It's a very, very tight field of view. So it would actually be very interesting to try that out. Would anyone be interested in that? Maybe a little bit of some deep sky real quick. Some electronic assisted astronomy going on. With the full moon. Alright, sure. We can try it. I'm hoping the plate solving actually works. So let's go over to the preview window. And let us see what we got. Because with the sensor being this small, it is a bit harder to get some targets. Like, I wonder how close up Orion is. Oh my goodness. We can get the core of Orion. That'll be kind of neat to see. Let's go ahead and try that. So, deep sky it's pretty much anything that is outside of our solar system. When we refer to deep sky, we're talking about, nebulas, galaxies, distant star clusters. If this one, if this scope doesn't set up good enough for that, I do have my C-Star. That'll be a little bit easier with the wider field of view for it. So if this works out good, we can be able to actually see the core of the Great Orion Nebula. Hopefully that allows me. Okay, so it is seeing it.
Stellarium is actually very accurate, but it doesn't have Grady, Texas. So I chose the next city closest. So Stellarium.
So what it's trying to do right now is doing something called plate solving, which is taking reference images to stars of a star atlas in the sky, and it will try to center it. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so it needs to go over a little bit. So I didn't quite get the core where I wanted it. So we'll move it over a smidge. And we'll do like a quick live stack of this too.
Yeah, I figured I could
We're able to actually do this inside of the
occultation.
software that I'm using.
I'll just pick a city nearby. But yeah, I figured there was a way to do that.
Well, it looks like I'm still not getting it to where I want it. It's a little bit difficult with the view in general. Let me try and go over to like the video mode, and I might be able to actually see the stars, so I can line it up that way. Crank up the exposures. Okay, so I can see the trapezium.
I think we're getting a bigger cloud for the return of Mars than we had for Mars disappearing in the first place.
Yep. Stacking is continuous multi-shots makeup of the image. You are exactly right. So I can see exactly where the core, what they call the trapezium, which is a quadruple star region inside of the center of the Great Orion Nebula. So if I can get this aligned somewhere in the middle, like right there, now we should be able to get this right here in the center. There we go. Doesn't look the absolute greatest because I'm not using one, a field flattener, and two, I'm using a planetary camera for this. But
Everybody, please subscribe. I'd appreciate that. It helps me for future live streams.
I can go ahead and get my guide camera set up here. You can actually see it through the guide camera itself too. You can see the nebula. So it's going to do a little bit of some calibration here. So it will take a little bit of a moment here to get it. I know it's kind of hard to actually see behind me here if I turn off the light. You probably, like, if you've been following with the channel for a while, this is where basically my printing farm is located behind me for all the stuff for Alton Astro Prints on Etsy. So where this is compared to where the moon is, Sacred Stone Cards, if you know where the Orion constellation is, this is located in the constellation Orion. So you have Orion's belt, the 3 stars there in the middle, and you have 3 that are kind of vertical, what is in like indicative of Orion's sword. Orion's sword is actually where the Great Orion Nebula is. So it's one of the very few nebulas out there that is visible naked eye. So I'm going to let that guide. I know I'm not probably nowhere close to being polar aligned, but it's okay.
Now, if you weren't here earlier to see Mars disappear,
I'm going to change the exposures down to like, let's do 5-second exposures.
little red dot. That's going to be Mars. That's temporary expectation for you. Not going to be any fireworks or.
So I'm waiting for the guiding to settle here a little bit, and we're going to start doing a little bit of some live stacking. There we go. I know my numbers are not going to be the greatest for this, but it's okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to take a series of sub-exposures here, and it's going to start, stacking on top of them. So here you go. Probably could have turned down the gain a little bit, as a matter of fact. I'll go ahead and pause that. Let me turn down the gain on here, because it is pretty darn high. I'm going to do like a gain of... we'll do a gain of 50. Restart. And we don't need a dither. Let me turn off dithering. Let's see here. Dithering... Advanced options. Where is dithering? Guiding advance. Where is my dither? Okay, there we go. Turn dithering off. Dithering is not needed for what we're doing. There we go. We're getting a series of stacked images here. And with each, you'll get a little bit better throughout the duration. But yeah. What you're seeing here is what is known as a stellar nursery. So what you see around where these stars are is nebulous gas, usually composed of hydrogen gases, oxygen gases, sulfur gases, nitrogen. And these are stellar nurseries for brand new stars that are being born in these regions. And this is one of the most famous ones here, which is the Great Orion Nebula. It's a very, very bright nebula in general. Has a bit of a dark nebulosity too, which is dark dust obscuring light behind from starlight. You have the famous trapezium here, there in the center, which is that quadruple star cluster region. And you would see a lot of other colors and stuff popping up through here too. Yeah, it's really neat, isn't it? It's also extremely close up for this target here.
I hope we got the general area of where it's going to reappear. This is a major school.
Yeah, beautiful, nice view of the Great Orion Nebula. Anyone else have a suggestion that they would like to see? Because we can also use a different telescope of mine.
It's going to be small, but we'll see.
I just have to plug it in and start it up again. Sometimes trying to use it. There we go. We're still on the moon for this one here. But this one will actually be quite more fun to look at some targets. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go over to the stargazing. We're going to do, let's see, what's another very good one we can do for this? Actually, I got a perfect star cluster. It is one of my all-time favorite star clusters. I just hope that my pier is not in the way. by chance looking for this. So go over through the Sky Atlas. We got to go way up above. Not by the moon, but towards the north. Gonna find where Cassiopeia is. There's Cassiopeia.
Keep your eyes peeled because I don't know how accurate my timer really is. Who's gonna see it first?
I just gotta remember the actual catalog name for this target. It's a little bit of a different orientation here. Oh, I think it's that one right there. 663. Let's go ahead to it. Sombrero Galaxy. Not sure if that's out yet.
I don't believe it until I verify it. I can't believe this. We've got a lot more viewers for the return than for the disappearance.
Let it do its thing. Going ahead and finding the object.
Sky would be covered with smoke.
Like I said, hopefully my pier is not in the way for this.
Happy birthday.
All right, getting a little closer. Now, if this is what I think it is, I want to have you all take a guess of what this star cluster is called.
Oh, hey, Matt. Yeah, I've been watching your Instagram stories about that.
Yep, and there it is right there. Okay, so
If we're gonna, please, if
go ahead and do an autofocus here.
we're gonna blame Pete.
Because this object here is named after a classic movie growing up that it deals with a little alien. That will be the big hint that I will give you. Go ahead and autofocus. You nailed it. That is exactly right. The ET cluster. And I'll show you why they call it ET cluster, too. Because it's actually positioned in a perfect way for this. So it's doing a little bit of some calibration here for the moment.
Turn up the exposure just in case to make sure we see Mars. What, about minute 30? Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't actually do any deep sky with this yet, so it didn't have to go through these calibrations beforehand with this smart telescope of mine. But these are definitely highly recommended, especially like starting up telescopes for people, because not only, you know, they're really affordable, they're super easy to use, and you can actually take some pretty darn good photos of it. Now, this isn't the same one, but this is also another version of it here. This is known as the C-Star S30. This is just something relatively new that came out through ZWO. And it has a small objective lens in here, and actually has a secondary wide-angle lens too, which it can do lunar, solar. You can see sunspots with this. You can do, you know, deep sky photography. You can take images of galaxies, nebulas, star clusters, like this. The one I'm using currently for the stream is a little bit bigger version, which is the S50, which was the first generation one that came out from ZWO for their smart telescope line. for $499, but this new one here is $349, so it's very affordable too.
There it is. Right there.
Oh, looks like from Chuck's side, Mars is coming back.
Yay! The 18. Thought I lost it for a second.
Yeah, so it's still not going to be visible for me for at least a good half hour. So we're just killing time right now for this.
You seen everybody?
Yeah, the S50. The S50 has been really, really good starting off. I just wish it was a little bit easier when it comes to doing, you know, like equatorial mode, so you can do longer exposures and not have to deal with the field rotation. Yeah, Sugar Butts. I have reviews for both of the Sea Stars, the S30 and the S50, on my channel itself too. That basically go right through, you know, everything of the capabilities of what these can do. So why they call this the ET cluster is right here. So right here you have two very bright eyes here. They're usually different colors, but with this streaming over, it's not the best as far as like clarity wise. But you have the two eyes, which are actually different colors. One is a hot blue star, and the other one's a cooler orange star. But sticking out, his hands will reach out to like left and right. So he's basically T-posing, what you could call it. And he's, you know, E.T. did go home. He found home, back up in the stars. Oh, look at that, Mars coming back on the other side. That's so cool.
Brody is running a simulator. Brody, you can post your link now. That's okay. My event is pretty much over. If you guys want to hop over to Brody, he still has a view from Michigan and a sim.
Yeah, that is the ET cluster right there. So that's cool.
I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Here's some of the other stuff I was taking with this too. Like last night was doing the Pinwheel Galaxy. This is with the smaller S30. But it does really well for nebulas. Like it does great shots for the moon. You have the Surfboard Galaxy and the Owl Nebula next to each other.
I thought that was actually rather cool to see it disappear and come back. My pleasure.
See, we're still going on the Orion Nebula and itself here. Not too bad. Well, definitely I should probably set things up here for getting it back over to the moon. Getting it ready for the Occultation to come back. It is still trying to stack it for some reason. Not sure what's going on.
Left a long time ago.
Exit, yes. Cancel. Alright, we'll go back to video mode, maybe. If it lets me. Hold on, folks. Something's being weird with this. So I'm gonna restart it.
All right, I'm gonna be going. Thanks everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, looks like Chuck is leaving.
Brody, you want to post your link? If you want to go hang out at Brody's live stream, Brody will post a link. I'm gonna split. Thanks everybody. Brody wants to get to 150 subs. So keep an eye. Check out his link.
Alright, now let's go back to the moon. On this view.
streaming.
Get my little bit streaming in there. Go to. Why is this giving me problems here? Not sure what is going on here. Go to the moon. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like it's stuck in a loop here. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Oh, reconnected.
Or Brody, do you want to post any more links? I'm leaving in about 10 seconds. Or anybody else want to post a link?
Huh. Something weird's going on here. I might have to restart my mount here. So bear with me here for a moment. Not sure what is happening here of why it's causing this to freak out. And it's just sitting here spinning. Okay. Preview. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. Yeah, something's not right with my setup here. So luckily for me, I have a way that I can turn it off remotely and turn it back on. I'm completely close out of this. What's a live stream without having any sort of, like, technical difficulties? Yeah, I'm powering down the ASI air and I'm turning it back on. Same with my mount. Luckily, these smart, power switches, huge help. Because I don't have to go walk out inside, well, go outside when there's still a ton of snow on the ground here. So I'm going to let it reboot. Meantime, have the Sea Star go to the moon as well. And we're going to reboot it from BlueStacks, which is an Android emulator. Yeah, there has to be at least one glitch here, right? Connection failed. What do you mean? It says it's right there. Ugh. Okay. It wouldn't connect it automatically, so I had to do it by the internal IP address. Whatever. Alright, will you actually go to the moon now? Hit moon is centered. Target correction. Yeah, because it shouldn't pass through until like a little after 10:30 my time. So let's go. Video. Is it anywhere near close to the moon? Sometimes it doesn't like to plate solve correctly. Especially with this like huge, like super close-up view. So I'm not seeing anything remotely close by. Then again, it did not go to the home position because I had to cut it. So let me do that. Let me put it back to the home position and start it over again. You can actually see my rigs and stuff too. Yep, you can see that went to home position. Here's the sea star and all the snow. We finally actually have some bare spots finally after about a week. This is probably not going to come up with anything nearby. Okay, so we're at least close. Looks like. Oh, geez. I don't need to be going that fast. Yeah, I just completely lost the area. Because I didn't realize that the rate was on max. Okay, so we're back closer. Where are you, moon? Okay, that's going away from it. No, you would think for such a huge object it should be easy to find. Yeah, my plate solving must be way off. Oh man, this is annoying. Oh gosh, not that high of a gain. This is when plate solving does not work, or does not want to work, I should say. Especially when I'm not actually outside, like, trying to line this up. Wait, getting somewhere. Okay, I think we got a. I think we got a moon. That looks like a star. So what I'm trying to do is get it back over towards the moon. There's the moon. All right. Getting it ready for the return to Mars. All right. Are we still... Okay, so we are mirrored perfectly at where we need to be. So that's already prepared. There we go. We're back to the lunar surface. So it should be popping up on that side then. When time comes. Here's the other view with the sea star. This is a bit of a wider view. So roughly in about 20 minutes, Mars should be reappearing back on the other side. And we can kind of confirm that with Stellarium too. So I'll bring up Stellarium. And it's already set to my location, so that just makes it easy. Where's the moon? There's the moon. Yeah, Mars is still behind. Yeah, roughly like right around. Yep. Around 10:32 is when it should appear back. For us. Okay. See how accurate that is. Like timing wise. Make sure my focus is good. Oh, too far. There we are. All right, so we are just waiting now. Really like this view. This view is very, very nice for the sea star. Sea star has some great views on the moon. So when I had it on here, it was coming up from the left side, so it should appear on this side for the C star at least. I actually want to try and get like a time-lapse video of it appearing. For at least one of the views. Sometimes, waiting for these kind of events to happen is kind of like watching paint dry. Not gonna lie. I mean, it kind of reminds me of paint drying. It takes forever. Especially for how long it takes to pop back on the other side. It's like waiting for the anticipation for like a transit. Which I want to be able to do another ISS transit either in front of the moon or the sun. But every time that I have that set up, there's always one singular cloud that passes in front of it and it ruins it. It's happened the last 3 times in a row for me. And it makes me so mad. Looks like we got a lunar transit up the ISS, just out of my view. But it is through where my work is, at the TV studio. Interesting. Yeah, that's like the next one possible, and it's, what is that? 11:10 at night. Yeah, talk about timing. Like, it is incredible of how awful the timing it really is. Because it would be perfectly clear, and then literally in the last minute, the cloud passes right through it and ruins the whole thing. I was cursing up a storm every single time that happens. Yeah, I was so mad. I hope I get to hopefully I get to do some more imaging here soon. Because even though like it has been clear, but the big problem is since uh with last 2 snow events, one it dumped over a foot of snow, but then it was just windy every single day, like 40, 50 miles an hour wind gusts. We had like crazy snow drifts because it didn't go like above freezing until literally today. And it's been about 10 days. Mars right now is actually behind the moon. And it's supposed to be reappearing somewhere in this vicinity here, roughly around like 10:32 Eastern time. I live in Delaware. That's where I'm located. Yeah, that like 13 inches of snow was the most snow that we've seen since January 2022, where we had a blizzard, and that gave us 14 inches. But the past couple of years, it's been actually quite snowless. Oh yeah, where do you live there, Sugar Butts? Maryland. Ah. Do you live on the eastern shore or on the other side of the Chesapeake? Oh, it's always windy here. It also doesn't help that next door to me is nothing but open crop fields. So the wind just has no friction whatsoever. It's always windy here at my house. On the other side of the eastern shore. Okay, so you're on the western shore, like Annapolis side. Yeah, I need to do some more sea star videos coming up here. I really want to take a stab at trying to do the equatorial setup. Because I've always just used the Alt-Az because of the mosaic mode. The mosaic mode kind of like, you get away with not having to do like the equatorial mode because you don't get the field rotation. It just kind of takes it into consideration for you. So it's kind of like a cheat way of doing it. So I never really had any reason to do the EQ mode. But yeah, I'm about tired of the wind because literally with all the snow that we got, so we had like the one major system a week from today, and then we had like a minor one on Saturday. Just with the winds, I've had to dig up my driveway daily because by the time I would try and clean it up, at least enough for me to drive out of, and even I have a compact SUV with four-wheel drive. But it doesn't help when there's 3-foot drifts in your driveway. you push the snow with your front and then you get stuck. Super annoying. It was driving me nuts this week. Today finally it got up to 45 degrees. The warmest it's been in over 3 weeks. I'm also in the process behind me. Funny enough, the camera that I'm using for this, I'm only using it temporarily for this event here because all the other like planetary cameras I have are monochrome, and I want like a color one. But what I'm going to do with this 662, I am going to do a video on this as well. But I'm turning this camera into an all-sky camera. Well, hello, kitty cat. You will come in to say hello? Come on. Come on. Hello, this is our youngest baby right here. The microphone's in the way. This right here is Nova. She is 10 months old, so she's a baby. She loves to cuddle. Especially when I'm sitting here in my chair. She is a tortie. We have two torties. We have Nova and Minx. Minx is large and in charge. She is a chunker. But she's also 7 years old. You just wanted to say hello? I thought I closed my door all the way for you. So you wouldn't come in here because you like to be a little terror. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. I'm going to be doing a video on making an all-sky camera. I've had a old Raspberry Pi device, which I already have fully set up and ready to go. I am 3D printing the entire housing for this. Because I've always wanted an all-sky camera. I'll call them vermins. They are little vermins. But she likes to be cute when she wants to. Because usually she is just goes nuts. She gets zoomies all the time. And right now she's being absolutely adorable. You know, you can't really see her because she just blends in. She's curled up upside down. So we're up about 5 to 7 minutes. So the All Sky software that I am going to be using, I found it through GitHub. It was called like All Sky Teams. I actually have the Raspberry Pi over here. Ugh. It's down here on the floor. Kind of just looks like a little like ASI Air. But I got it installed, already installed with this camera, and it does work. So I've already tested it. It works pretty good, as a matter of fact, and pretty easy to use. I just got to build the housing, and I got to figure out exactly what to kind of do for like a dew heater. Because we get crazy moisture around here all the time. I thought it would be a lot harder to set up the Pi device because I hate Linux with a burning passion. But it wasn't actually too bad. The instructions for setting up the coding for it was actually pretty easy. And then all I have to do is just, like, once it's online, I could just go to a URL on my network and be able to bring it right up. So I'm very excited for it because I definitely want to have this for meteors. Because inside the software, which I found out actually has a meteor detector. So it'll automatically, like, alert you. It'll actually, like, alert you for clear skies. Because eventually, since I didn't get to do it in the fall, and now it's winter time and the ground is completely frozen, still need to put together my observatory. It's still sitting in a box in my shed. But I'm waiting for it to be a little warmer. Problem when I was trying to do it before, it was like extremely hot. There was like a period, it was like every single day was 95 plus with heat indices 110. And I'm not someone who is very keen when it comes to dealing with heat. I am a winter person, by far. I feel the best during the winter. Alright, where are you, Mars? You'll be popping out of here somewhere soon. Don't know the exact angle. Make sure I am. Yes, okay. So it should come up on this side. So I need to get rid of some more images to kind of make some more space real quick. I got like 2 minutes. Let's see. Outfit trunk, I don't need that data anymore. That's already been transferred. So we'll go ahead and delete that just to give me a little bit more space. Yep, okay. Perfect. All right, within like 2 or 3 minutes, we should be seeing Mars reappearing. Keep getting tripped out thinking it's like right here. Oh, hello Nova, you're back again? Alright, it's 10:30 now. We should be seeing a sliver of Mars peek out at some point. Woo, 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 woo. Alright, where are you, Mars? No, you don't need to be on my keyboard, sweetie. Oh, gosh. You're just gonna constantly keep jumping up here, aren't you? Alright, Mars, where are you? It's 10:31. Where are you? You're not at a different angle. You're not further down here, are you? No. Come on, where are you? What? What do you want? Alright, Mars, where are you? About 10:32. What did I ignore you of, Jerkson? Okay, kitty. You're being a little bit rambunctious. You need to... Had to put her out. 10:32. Where are you? Not seeing it on this view yet either. So I'm assuming that... Oh, there it is. It's coming back. How did you open the door? There's Mars. Now I'm just confused of how you just opened a closed door. There it is. Oh, there it is on there too. A little bit further up. There we go. Re-emerging back on the other side. 10:33 right on cue. Yeah. That's so cool. Ow. She's being a little demon. A little bitey demon. Aren't you, you little gremlin? That's so cool. This was definitely worth the time to do this. No, get down, lady. What? What do you want? I would definitely be spending the time here in the next day or so, going through the video files, stacking them, hopefully get a decent image. It's just crazy to think of the retrospective of how much the moon has moved, because Mars doesn't move that fast. The fact of how large the moon is in general, like to our perspective of it moving through the planet. That's crazy. So cool. Really, really neat event. Hoping I could do like a composite too with this. What? What, little baby? You want to be held like a baby, I guess? Very cool, guys. I definitely enjoyed this. This was really, really neat. As the planet goes on. Definitely need to make some more space on here. Video. So let's do an experiment. Let's oh, I thought I can do it through here. Oh, planet. Let's go ahead and stack. one of these. Just for giggles. Just do a quick in-app stack. Obviously, I'm not going to use this as, you know, the stacking that I'm going to be using, because I'll be using AutoStacker and Registacks. We'll see how it appears up. Yep, and there goes Mars on the wide shot. Well, that's actually a really cool shot right there. With both of them. So, what I would recommend is, honestly, the Sea Star series is great. Because not only you have the ability to do astrophotography, you get the camera, all that stuff works in one package. Where with a Celestron 130, it's basically a visual scope. You just have to use like your phone to hold up to the eyepiece and stuff like that. I would say definitely for the price point right now, the Sea Stars is way to go. And Boston Concerts. When it comes to the Sea Stars, would you want to do planetary more, or would you rather do like deep sky for like galaxies, nebulas, and all that kind of stuff? Whatever you prefer. The reason I said that, oh, you have an next image 10. Oh, okay. So you already have a camera. Well, if you already have a CCD camera, then I would go with the Celestron then. Yeah, I have definitely found that Deep Sky is better with the S30. Reason being, you have a little bit wider field of view to work with, and you have a better sensor. Because it has actually the sensor that I'm using inside of my Explorer Scientific right now is the 662. S50 can do it all. Like, you can get some okay views of like Saturn and Jupiter with it. None of the sea stars are really like geared for planetary, but it definitely looks pretty good when it comes to like the moon and the sun. Definitely the S50 is better for that. Tracking wise, really depends. Like, no tracking out of the box is going to be, you know, perfect right off the bat. Definitely auto guiding is the way to go. And with the Sea Star, you can auto guide. There's no auto guiding function, so it just relies on basically doing like dithering motions, which is like different areas of the sky, like around your target, to kind of minimize the noise. Yeah, it's taking a bit there. There it is, little tiny Mars on its way out. And what I'm using here is actually the S50. Do a little quick video on that. Because that looks really good. I can't wait to process these tomorrow. Although I kind of wish we didn't have a digital zoom with the C-Star. I wish we had like an actual optical zoom, kind of like a camcorder. That'd be kind of cool. I'm surprised no one's ever really thought about that, like these smart telescopes, and do it like a camcorder style, but with a much more sensitive sensor. Seven-minute stack. Okay. Yeah, if you already have the camera itself, I would definitely go into the Celestron route then. Oh, looks like my outer housing for my L-Sky camera is done. After this stack is done here, just to kind of take like a quick look at it, we'll probably end the stream for the night because there's nothing really much else going on then. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I was saying, if you didn't have a any sort of imaging camera at all, I would definitely recommend the C-Star. Absolutely. It has been a wonderful tool for me, especially when I'm doing outreaching and when I do teachings and astronomy events for Space Camp that's down here at NASA Wallops Island. And the kids love it. They love using the C-Star. And I was definitely lucky enough to be able to get the S30 like before production wise and got to test it out and review it. I was definitely very, very impressed with the deep sky aspect for it, especially with the better sensor. Now, if they can do like an actual integrated EQ setup mod, then we could really be kicking it up. Because I know the Door 3 already has that. And being able to actually do like much longer exposures, 30 and 60 seconds, and have less failed like live stacking would be hugely beneficial. And I know they are working on it. I've heard about that. What I really want ZWO to do is finally come out with that 585 mono sensor, please. I've been waiting forever for a monochrome 585. Reason being because QHY has what they call the Minicam 8. $799. It's a 585 mono sensor, It has a built-in filter wheel, and the filters are included. LRGBSHO. And it's like tiny. It's like the size of your hand. Has everything in there for $799. And I saw TubeTech now has the 5A5 mono sensor in itself as just a regular part of their camera for $599. But the problem is, if I do, because I've been contemplating on the Minicam 8 really badly, is none of, the ASI Air, all that kind of stuff will work. I would have to go to a mini PC setup again. So I'm hoping when it comes around time of NEAF, because I'm going to that this April up in New York. So if you happen to be going to NEAF, I will be there this time around. Come say hi. But I wonder if they would announce it then, because that's what they did with the Duo cameras, and then the Duo with the ASI Air built in. I can't believe they trolled us so hard for that, thinking it was like an April Fool's joke. No, it was a legit thing. So funny. All right, 80%. It's almost there. No, I haven't tried any of my deep sky filters with my S50. I just don't need to, really. And plus, they're inside of my filter wheel in my actual 2600 MC Pro. I don't feel like taking them out just to put it in the C-Star. If I'm actually going to be doing like real narrowband, I'm doing it with my actual 2600. I'd still just like to play around with the built-in narrowband filter that they have. It does okay. It's all right. But it would feel very, very wrong to put an almost $400 Optilong L Ultimate filter on a C-Star. It just seems so wrong. I'm very curious too. This is for an upcoming video coming up when I get the ZWO camera rotator. I know it will work just fine with my ES102, but I also shoot with a Rokinon Canon camera lens, and the adapters are very specific of having to be able to put in the filter wheel and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure with the field rotator with the Rokinon I can use the filter wheel or not. But I do have where is it? I do have the regular filter drawer somewhere on my desk. Oh, right here. Yeah, I do have the regular filter drawer that can work for the Rokinon. Might be a question I might have to email them about. Yep, Mars looks like it's going much further away now, but Mars didn't really move all that much. It was actually the moon that was moving faster. For something like this, especially during a full moon and Mars is near opposition, it's pretty rare, as a matter of fact. I think the next time this happens is like, I think someone said 2035. But we do get a lot of occultations anyway, just because, it follows the planetary alignment in the sky. So we have like occultations of like Neptune, Saturn. There was one time Jupiter. Well, for one of this magnitude with a full moon and a planet that's pretty much right at opposition, the best time to look at said planet, it's pretty rare. I wish the media would have picked up a little bit more on this. Hopefully have an early reminder. I just want another total solar eclipse again. That was amazing last year. Never seen anything like that. Great way to spend a honeymoon. 2042? Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, because I think the next one in the lower 48 again, there's like two in a row. I think the one you're talking about in 2042, I think it's up towards Montana. And then like the year after is when it goes through like Northern California down to Florida. Burlington, Vermont, good choice for that. I went all the way down to Sulphur Springs, Texas. And let me tell you, I was very nervous that day because we started off with like pretty dense fog and we were expecting severe weather that afternoon. And we took a huge risk, but I was playing off a climatology of where would be, the best climatology for clear skies. And it ended up working perfectly because once the time got closer and the solar radiation started to go away, the clouds literally just disappeared and vaporized in front of our eyes. It was so cool. Oh, Mars occultation in 2024. Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't realize it would be that long. Almost there. It's crazy. Look up how much further away Mars is now. And this was only a half hour ago. Look at the distance. That's crazy. So I get tired. Yeah, it's very far. That quick. Okay, I have to remember during the night I have to print some things for the store. Yeah, the next day they're gonna be so far from each other now. Even like when I was setting things up outside when the sun was setting and the moon was already rising up, I was like, they're already pretty far away. It's crazy how much they're gonna, combine it together. I never actually looked outside to see like how actually close they are. Oh well, no big deal. Got to see a cooler view, super close up. Okay, check. Oh geez, it is blurring. This is moving so much. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do it as a composite. Stack the moon separately, stack the planets separately. Yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Okay. Well. Yep. There she goes, still sitting there in the middle. Alright, folks. I think I'm gonna call it a night here. It's now 11 o'clock. Appreciate all of you for joining in, coming to hang out. Really do appreciate it. I'll have some more videos here relatively soon. Once the moon kind of goes away and once I get the camera rotator, that's probably going to be the next video too. Good night, everyone. Thank you as always, and I will see you next time. Have a good night.